It seems like on TV I'm learning more about the coochie every day, and not things I want to know. Apparently, it must have an expiration date on it, because some seem not as fresh as women would like them to be. They need wings. I seen a commercial where a woman was skateboarding on her pad. It needs a pH balance. But if I ask a woman how her coochie's doing, all of a sudden I'm the pervert. Fun. I put the FU in fun, buddy. It was just the N word before me.
Comes and it goes, city to city. We gotta bounce, we got another show. Blowed in a zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes. All done pieces, knocking them down. 3 or 4 sometimes in a row. Don't know where I'm at. That's the game. I'm doing me. I'm so unique. You wanna see me be all I can be. I wanna lead. Takes me a minute to move. Show up clean, let loose, bring the cool, give the. Takes me a minute to move. Show up clean, let loose, bring the cool, give the sign. So seductive, so smooth. Big block crews, man, the brains get blown. Minds in the whip, whips in the chain. Be all I can be, I wanna lead. Takes me a minute to move. Show up clean, let loose, bring the cool, give the sign. So seductive, so smooth. Big block crews, man, the brains get blown. Minds in the whip, whips in the chain. Over the hood, on her toes. 3 drinks in, dancing, head keeps spinning. Thoughts of sinning, all I do is keep winning. It's keep toes, 3 drinks in, dancing, head keeps spinning, thoughts of sinning, all I do is keep winning. You can't touch me, there's no ending, it's only the beginning. I stay trending. Ending, it's only the beginning. I stay trending. Climbing, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw, fight better with my back against the ropes. Spit. I stay trending. Climbing, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw, fight better with my back against the ropes. Spit fire for the bread, so you know I need
take that bass out, right?
That extra.
We're supposed to take the bass out of that part too, right?
On the
Beginning of my chorus. On all my choruses, take the bass out and drop it in when his chorus comes in.
okay.
Man, I had this
What?
it's called something melon. It's like watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew melon juice all together, agua fresca.
Oh, okay.
It's the greatest drink I ever had in my whole life. It's just amazing. I hate cantaloupe and honeydew melon, but the way they blend it is the most amazing flavor in the whole world.
Stay trending. Climbing, I'm still.
All right. Today, my story. The question is, what is the happiest memory you have of your mother? And I started to try to think, and I think that the happiest I ever seen her was when my dad would get drunk and party. And I think that that was like really great for her. It like really makes her happy because my parents weren't really like comfortable with being happy. You know what I mean? It's like something that like it happens, but you don't want to make a big deal about it. You know what I mean? You want to like get over it so quickly, and sometimes you want to downplay it, like you don't really like it. And that's how she would do it. Like he would get drunk and he would and partying. He would be the entertainment. He would tell jokes. He
he would make funny, sarcastic comments, and he would flirt with her. He would play music. He would slow dance with her. He would just be the host with the most. You know what I mean? And sometimes she's like, "Oh, leave me alone," but you could tell that she really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And that's how it would be. We have like, if he gets a little taste, then that's what he calls it, a little taste. If he gets a little drunk, then my household was a musical household, and everywhere we went, that my dad always had to make sure that he had, like, for a long time he was obsessed with Bose speakers. I think I have some over here. I think that he gave me, but he was obsessed with having Bose speakers. And then one house we went to, it had a intercom all the way through the house, so you can like talk to people in different rooms, and you could play music all through the house. So he enjoyed that. And when he would party, when he turned the music on, that's when both of my parents, they really were into music. And if he turned on the music and he had a little bit, a couple drinks, that's probably the best time for both of them, you know what I mean? And that would make her happy, you know. And I just remember that he would always, like, if she's, whatever she's doing, he'd grab her and start slow dancing with her, and she would smile and laugh. He would crack jokes to her, and that was the happiest that she was. You know what I mean? And like I said, she was happy, but not overtly happy. I feel like, you know what I was thinking? How the prequel to The Sopranos, how Tony Soprano's mother was. That's how I kind of think of my mother. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't really think of it, you know, it's so funny that as a child, I thought it was very soft, because compared to my father, because my father is very firm all the time. There's no leeway, you know what I mean? He might fold a little bit when he gets a little bit of drink in him, but most of the time he's just, you know what I mean? And then, so contrast to him, that she was soft. But my mom was no, like, she just didn't, like, she's no joke, dog. She's no joke. I was remembering one time that, and Docious remember this, when I was a kid, and I think I was trying to impress Docious when we first, like, started kicking it, and maybe I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, and he was, like, maybe in the 5th or 6th grade, or going into 7th grade, and I was telling him, there's this white dude in our neighborhood who, he was older too. He was like 2 years older than me. And he had bothered me earlier. So then I was telling Docious when we were at the store one day, like, man, if I ever see him, man, I'll be taking care of him. So he's like, oh yeah? So he's like, hey, I see him right there. He was like, yo, hey, he called him, his name's Mark. Hey, Mark, Lonnie said if he sees you, and Mark, somehow they must have talked about, like, let's go over to this park, Wolverine Park, and we'll have it out right there. And then I'm like, damn, so now I gotta go over there. I don't really want to do it. So I got over there, and sure enough, Mark's over there waiting. Docious is over there, and I start getting into it. When I started getting into it, I didn't really know how to fight. You know what I mean? All I know is, like, my favorite hero was, one of my heroes was Muhammad Ali, so I always Ali on him, you know, stick and move, ha ha, and I was hitting him. And I don't know where my mom came. I don't know how she found out, but she came down, and when she came down, like, I was thinking, like, oh, woo. And she was like, nah, I'll make sure nobody, you get his ass. And when I started, when we started boxing, I guess he was used to fighting, but so he's slow, just like coming, and I was like, ha, he was tall too, so I had to, like, ha, and then I stick and move around, and I hit him again, they come in, hit him again, step back out, hit him again, step back out, and he actually said, like, like, calm down, stay still. And I hit him so many times, his nose started bleeding, and he's still like Jerry Cooney and me, just walking up to me like Frankenstein. And I was just, I was doing my moves, and my mom said, "Oh, that's enough. And then he was like, "No, let me get him. And she had him on the ground. She was like, "I'm not doing this for him. I'm doing it for you. I'm trying to help you." And he was like, "Fuck you, you nigger bitch." And my mom was like, so I just really started getting in his ass, still like, I had hit him a couple times where he was like stunned like this, and my mom was like, "You had enough." And he's like, all right. And I brought that up because I remember later on when we talked about it, she always laughs about that too. She laughs at my jokes too. She's always happy with my jokes, but that was when we talked about like how she tried to protect him, and then he called her a nigger, and then she was like, "Get in his ass," you know what I mean? And that was like part of our thing. Like she told me when I was a kid I had this weird strength, so like anytime anyone has any problems with my sister or my mom, I'm going in your mouth like dishers, you know what I mean? And she was good for that. Like, when I got older, I learned that I could use jokes. Like, some dude said something about my mom at the barber shop, and he was a barber, and I go up there, so she came back, she was like, "He's trying to say something about me." So I went back up there, I lit his ass up with the jokes. Everybody in the barbershop like, "Ooh." They're talking about it for weeks. I just roast them. But she always like it when I get them. That was always something good. All right, yo, this one's on mental health. And, you know, first, I'm not a doctor. My junior high school science teacher said I am like a doctor because, like, laughter is like one of the best medicines. So he says I am like a doctor, but I'm not like a real doctor. Like, I'm like Dr. J or Dr. Dre. That's the kind of doctor I am. I'm Dr. Dangerous. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking on PTSD and how like how I didn't want to go into other people. I thought maybe if I just talk about myself, then if it relates to you or whatever, then maybe you could get some sense of it too. But like, I grew up in just violence. Like, it took me a long time to even understand the point that people aren't functioning without violence. You know what I mean? I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, but I always thought I got in trouble because I got caught. You know what I mean? Because in my family or even my neighborhood, all the, you know what I mean? Like, it's just violence. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? My uncle shot my grandma in the face. My nephew was shot. Like, violence. My dad used to beat the daylights out. My mom, my aunt was abused by my uncle. Like, just violence. I was abused. I just seen so much violence. And I realized that there are things that okay, because the PTSD is a symptom of your body reacting to things, you know what I mean? And I never really think about it. And plus, some of the things that I react to now that are traumatized now were nothing at one time. So I just think, like, you know, it's just growing, like, stuff like that. But like, just little things I realize are triggering because of all the violence I've seen. Like, my body's set up that, like, okay, like, in growing up, a telltale sign that there is going to be violence would be people talking loudly. And then, and you can see, I think, you know what I mean, like, if you've never been in violence, you can see it ratcheting up and where it's going. Most people who are in violence, when it starts, they know where it's gonna go, you know what I mean? Plus, we, like, in violence, when you hear the, like, sounds, you've already assessed the characters of the sounds. So you know, like, is this person capable of that? Is this person? Even those thoughts are post-traumatic stress, PTSD. And I realize that is like when people start talking loud around me, like that'll trigger me, like, and I don't know why, you know what I mean? Well, I do know why, because I'm traumatized, but like just talking loud around me will get me riled up into a fight or flight, like, you know what I mean? That's why I don't want people to like, I don't want to get into any arguments, because then I feel like I have to defend myself. And in those, like, I now in hindsight, in those situations where my body like reacts like that, I can look back and say, maybe how your body reacted is not at the same level as how the situation was, but it's like reacting on how it should react in the previous times. But in the moment, like when the hair's standing on the back of your head, or when your adrenaline starts rushing, those are real things. You can't turn them off, you know what I mean? So like sometimes I have to like withdraw myself from things, because like, you know, and that's like I'm practicing. I'm a pacifist. I don't believe that violence it doesn't solve anything, you know what I mean? You can do it, but it doesn't. I think that violence begets more violence, you know what I mean? I don't think that, like, I had to learn that the hard way, that even a little violence, it has ripple effects, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? What you do to people, it can be done to you. So you try to show much love to everyone. But my body, see, that's my mind. But then my body, like in the situations, like fight or flight, kill or be killed. You know what I mean? Like, and that's weird. Like, why do you think that, like, kill or be killed? But that's it, dog. You know, this is like your mind's like, it goes into what was survival mode. You know, and that's crazy. See what I mean? So like, I'm saying all this to say that, like, if there's people out there that have those emotions and stuff, you know, they're human, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with them. There's survival techniques, and like, even me, I have to learn to adapt to the new world, you know what I mean? If you take a person from war and then you bring them back into like the metropolitan city, it's gonna take them a lot of times to adjust, you know what I mean? And here's another one I seen. I was watching a training video, and it was about shooters that come into the office. Imagine, like, I never even thought we'd get there, but like shooters in the office and what people should do in those shooters. And they had simulations of a guy coming in with the pistol, and he's like chopping them down. You can see him, and they're chopping them down. And like, my whole body started reacting and I didn't understand why my body was reacting. Like, I started thinking, like, what do? You know what I mean? Like, I know, because I've been in those situations where a dude lost his job and came back and just started busting, you know what I mean? And you gotta think, you gotta survive. But not even in that, you go to a party and shit jump off, you gotta know where to go. I don't even like, I like to stay at the back of the room, you know what I mean? Some shit jumps off. And I know that, like, when you go into class and shit, they're like, come on up, come closer. Like, I don't feel comfortable, you know what I mean? You don't know, I don't know any of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You don't never know who's gonna buck off and do whatever, you know? So, and that's traumatizing. And now, like, the way we are right now, it only solidifies how my crazy thoughts are, because there really are people out there busting everywhere, you know what I mean? So like, it's a thin line. You have to like work it. You have to survive, you know what I mean? You have to find your own peace and happiness. And that's basically what I was there talking about. No matter how traumatized you are, you have to learn to go on. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's not going to be like you just walked out of Vietnam and then you're just chilling at a party. You're like, you know what I mean? This shit's going to be affecting you for a long time. Like, I'm still like, Hip Hop 101. Like this one is about the ego. It's important because I'm going to just hurry up. I'm going to do the two parts of it, because as a rapper, it's important to have a big ego. But also, as an instrument in the music, it's important for you to throw it out the window when it comes to the music. So let's start with why you should have the ego. And I say, this is all about rappers. And you should have an ego. You should be your number one fan of your music. You know what I mean? Because no matter where you are in your career, there was a time in the beginning where you had to like get even your own friends to listen to your music. I was there too, like, damn, dog. Like, and you know, honestly, if I was them at that time, I'd be honest, like, I wouldn't want them to listen to it too. Like, all this, like, I was just trying stuff, so like, I wasn't mad that they didn't want to listen to it. You know what I mean? I was trying it, and I was working on something, like, you know how you like try to like draw and you try to perfect something. I was trying to work on that musically. So, but I've been there where nobody wants to hear it. Nobody's checking for your shit. You know what I mean? We didn't come to see you, Otis. You know what I mean? That's real, and it happens. That's part of being a rapper. You know what I mean? So like, I see videos like people hating on me. That is part of it. That is, you can't be a rapper without having people not want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Because you know what it does? It builds up this type of mentality that the audience will want to. It changes you from a listener to a speaker now, because you, regardless of what everyone else said, you said, I need to be heard. So like, if you're still like drumming, like banging, coming in, like, I'm me, this is yo, you know what I mean? Yo, okay. Now we're like, okay, who are you? You know what I mean? So like, your ego has to keep cutting through all the negativity. And I know as a rapper, it's everywhere. You know, you have people who are clicked up, who only want their boys to shine. They have people who are getting paid from these people, so they trying to do this. They trying to move you out the way. People that really like your stuff, and they're so envious that they don't want nobody. They're trying to play that they don't know you. It runs the gamut. You know what I mean? So as a rap artist, I say to hold up your flag, dog. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna bang it harder than you. You know what I mean? When Alexander the Great went to all these countries, he already had all his countries conquered, and he wanted to go farther. He wanted to be able to conquer the most land of anyone. He was gonna try to like go. He didn't know how far the world was, but he was gonna go as far as he could and conquer. And everywhere he went, he banged his drum. Now, this is me, dog. He put it down. This is my flag. Bang. This is who I am. From here on in, this is who I am. I don't want to, you know what I mean? So you have to have that ego. Plus the ego, you need an ego to create the character of who you are. Because really, the rapper, we don't want to hear about you, John, doing it. We want to hear about the rapper that you're creating. All the ideas and all the stuff that you put in it to create that guy needs to have an ego, because it's a competitive music. So the ego is very needed. Now, on the flip side, you need to check the ego at the door when it comes to the music, because in the music, just like the horn, just like the beat, just like the hi-hats, the toms, you are an instrument in the music. You know, and the only way to have music sound good is when it's harmonizing. That's like when we're all playing together and we're all in harmony. You know what I mean? So you can't do that with an ego, you know? So sometimes, like, when you have to have it to create your part of it. But then when it goes into the song, it has so many parts that you just need to be the best at your part. When you can't play basketball, you can't just run down the court and just shoot, then dribble, then try to steal, then run, and then dribble. You have a whole team here. You know what I mean? You have a producer, you have a beat maker, there's some singers, there's all DJ, there's all these people that are contributing to this piece of art. And you are just an instrument. Sometimes you play, of course you play the lead, but even in the lead can't overpower all the other instruments, or it sounds cluttered. You know what I mean? So you have to, like, be open to other working with other art. I said that before. Be open to working with other artists. But when you're in the creative process, there's all these other minds. If you're the creator, then you have the agenda to create whatever you want. But you have all these people here putting other people's ideas all together. Now this becomes a masterpiece, and you play your position in the masterpiece. You know what I mean? Even the Mona Lisa, she's in the front of the painting, but there's a background. You know what I'm saying? And the background brings dimensions to it, to her. It complements her. You see what I'm saying? So you want to be humble when it comes to the music. You know what I mean? Like, it would be as an audience, I would have loved to hear a Death Row Bad Boy song. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, these are things that, like, if we could bring the egos out of the music and just do the art, you know what I mean? It's cool that you bring your tribal part to it, but it should be able to let the ego part of it go when we come into here to create something, because it's a masterpiece to even be together in. That doesn't happen all the time, to bring a bunch of people together to create a sound. Like, and if it's gonna be like a hit, you should enjoy that part and let everyone play their parts to help get it to there. You know what I mean? And I think that transcends all the way outside of the studio too, because the DJ is part of this, the A&R is part of this, the club guy is part of this, the playlist curators are part of this. We're like all creating this. You know what I'm saying? We need everybody to get this to move, and we all need to play our part. And I don't need to push my part on everyone else. I need to bring my ego down in the music and bring it up in the work. You know what I mean? Stay on your stuff, you know what I mean? Hip Hop 101. Stay on your grind. Keep the ego outside of the studio. Like, bringing chicks to impress chicks. Have homies that be first they playing their music. All they do is play their music over and over and over and over and over again. Just listening to himself, listen to himself. Like, dog, learn about another person's music too, dog. Like, get into something else. Expand your mind. Stop sucking your own dick, dog. You know, there's a lot of.
Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind you didn't know. Fly southpaw, fight better with my back against the rope. Spitting fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese. Serving all going for broke. Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw, fight better with my back against the ropes. Spitting fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese. Serving all go in for broke.
I'm finished. That's the game. That's the game. That's the game. To go out here. Clean up my mess. There's a ribbon in the sky. Oh.
That's the game. That's the game.
Where am I?
That's the game. Trick watch your mouth around me and shut it. Come off the top rope, elbow drop in, tell you to suck it. Losing it, moving it, King Ramsey. I'm playing MVP. Where players barely play, hitting envy me.
Where players that barely play hate and envy me. Like, if you don't play, you shouldn't be envious of me. Or if you barely play. That's the game. That's the game.
You just can't believe that your dad would ball you up as a kid.
What did your dad let you guys win? Is that what happened at your family? Because I never got that. He treated me like everyone else, every man. But also, he also let me, if his friends came over and they wanted to play ball, like I always got to play, even no matter how old I was. Like if it was grown men there, I would still get to play ball.
And ball them up too?
And I would get handled, but they made the friends made me feel like I could play. They would give me a chance. Not my dad. As soon as they leave, he's giving me body.
Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw fight. Still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw fight. Better whip my back against the ropes. Spit fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese. Serving all going for broke. The ups and downs, shit comes and it goes, city to city, we gotta bounce, we got another show, blowed in the zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes, all done pieces, knocking them down.
Dogs love me, dogs.
Sometimes
I'm the big dog.
Don't know where I'm at, that's the game, that's the game.
What's up, baby? Plus, she's a girl, too. Girls really like me a lot, too. It's female and dog are two things that are attracted to me. I'm not taking you on a date.
I live in a bad neighborhood. I hit my car alarm and it said, "Nigga, don't leave me here." I ripped out my own stereo and left it next to the car, just so they won't break it.
Extra cheese, serving all going for broke. Blowed in the zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes. All done pieces, knocking them down. 3 or 4 sometimes in a row. Don't know where I'm at. That's the game. That's the game. Woo! Can't be cool. Just so smooth. With what's in the chain, on her toes, dancing, head keep spinning, thoughts of sending. All I do is keep winning. Can't touch me, there's no end. I stay trending. Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw fight, better whip my back against the ropes. Spit fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese. Serving all going for broke. The ups and downs, shit comes and it goes, city to city, we gotta bounce, we got another show, blowed in the zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes, all done pieces, knocking them down, 3 or 4 sometimes in a row, don't know where I'm at, that's the game, that's the game, that's the game. Trip off the top. Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw fight, better whip my back against the ropes. Spit fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese, serving all going for broke. The ups and downs, shit comes and it goes, city to city, we gotta bounce, we got another show, blowed in a zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes, all done pieces, knocking them down, 3 or 4 sometimes in a row, don't know where I'm at, that's the game, I'm doing me, I'm so unique, you wanna see me be all I can be, I wanna leave, takes me a minute to move, show up clean, let loose, bring the cool, give the sign, so seductive, so smooth, big blunt cruise, then the brains get blown, minds in the whip, whips in the chain, over the hood, on her toes, 3 drinks in, dancing, head keeps spinning, thoughts of sinning, all I do is keep winning, you can't touch me, there's no ending, it's only the beginning, I stay. Clown, I'm still at it. Heavy grind, you didn't know. Fly southpaw fight, better whip my back against the ropes. Spit fire for the bread, so you know I need that dough. With that extra cheese, serving all going for broke. The ups and downs, shit comes and it goes, city to city. We gotta bounce, we got another show. Blow in the zone, I'm up now, gotta stay on my toes.
I live in a bad neighborhood. I hit my car alarm and it said, "Nigga, don't leave me here." I ripped out my own stereo and left it next to the car, just so they won't break the window. Confession. I have a fascination with little people. They're just so adorable. When I see one, I get giddy inside. I'd like to have an entourage of little people, and them be more thug than Allen Iverson at the Source Awards. Like Spice Girls, but dwarves. I always wonder, when two little people have sex, and they have 69, is it 69 or 34 and a half? I'm an actor, and I saw online the other day they were having auditions online for the Ugliest Woman contest. How do you win that? And some of you women with some of these ridiculous looking wigs, don't buy a wig that costs less than lunch. I seen your mom with a peanut butter wig with jelly ball spots. I wanted to get it our Wonder Bread hat.